Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in here on the Wicked Gamer Collector. In this video we are going to talk about a package from China, but it is not our regular package, this is the portable Pandora. What we're going to do is going to enter the Pandora jungle, how I like to call it. Because there are so many of these things out there, but this is the budget edition, the Pandora Box DX, or they also call it the Game Box. It comes in different colors and we're having quite some different options like HDMI options that will hook up to your LCD, use controllers. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I just wanted to show you in this video what are we going to get. Okay, so to begin with, we're having of course the 12 volt power supply. There's always surprise what are we going to get because we're getting in so many different versions. Ooh, we're having this protection bag. I don't know how it with you, but I love the goodies. Here we're having the protection bag that says Pandora's Box, the dream never ends, or better said, the nightmare. But okay, let's unzip it and let's see what we're going to get. Ooh, we're going to get the manual. Look at this. Deluxe toilet paper manual. And I must say, they did a very nice job. Frigging finally. Some explanation about how the system works, but I'm also going to show you. I must say, I'm going to give them some extra kudos for the packaging itself, because they did a very nice job. Very compact and even do of a plastic shell. Well, I must say it's more like this thick plastic. Smells a little bit chemical. But it looks very cool and it packed up very well. So the game box and this name, when I'm looking at it, I can make up it as Pori or something like that. But I have no idea what Pori is. Oh, Povey! Oh, it's Povey, guys. So we're on the bottom, we're having some rubbery buttons. That gives quite some good grip. So let's open it up. And here we can find the joystick, or better said, the ball top. So let's put it on the joystick itself, and this is a completely new way because with the previous models there's always on the front that holds the clamshell design together. So with the control panel we're going to get the 6-button layout and of course the Wicked wiggle stick. We're having here at the left the setup button, very strange with the same button than on the main board, the coin, and we're having the start button. Start is just like in 16-bit games, just a pause. But the pause is something different. With the pause button we're going to get this menu. When you're in the game, we can go back to the main menu, but also you can do a quick load and quick save. So the quick load, quick save does work for most of the games, because this option doesn't apply with every main game. Just want to point it out. And it works very fast, but depending what kind of game you're playing, because if you're having PlayStation 1 for example, yeah, it takes forever. But right, press it, you get the menu, and here we're having the on and off switch. Okay, so the joystick itself, it's more like the wiggle stick that you can find in most of these Pandora's boxes. And even if it's a Chinese fake Sanwa clone or a Wicked wiggle stick, I love to call it, I must say the response is not bad at all. So it's not more like, say, one of these horrible clones that I've seen. More like in, let's say, in Sanwa clone version. The buttons, here we need to talk about, but this is a little bit disappointing for a part of it. Before we're going to open it up, I just wanted to show you how you need to open it up. So the basic thing that we need to do is remove the screws here at the bottom. I think you cannot see them all on the camera, but nevertheless, you're just going to remove some of them and I'm going to flip it open. Just want to give you a little peek inside. But okay, so let's flip it open and let's talk about the internals. So the first thing that we can see is that it has an original mainboard of the Pandora Box DX, so that is very convenient. If you want to upgrade it in the future, you can. Okay, but let's take a close look at the PCB over here, because this is specially made for the controls. And what I think is really horrible is that we're having the same PCB that includes these blue key switches like in keyboard. A little bit of a bummer, so if you have any problems, there is no way of basically easy replacing buttons. So you need to resolder a completely new micro switch. So this is something I just wanted to show you, the same with the Pandora Box Mini version. Okay, so the Pandora Box DX is over here. It's the latest version with the passive cooling. So it's exactly the same mainboard like in all the other devices I have reviewed. So here at the left side we're having the speaker that's around 3 watts. And I must say it goes very loud. There's not a lot of bass, by the way. At the right side we're having all the connectors for the Pandora box. We're having HDMI out, VGA out, audio out, volume control, settings. Yes, and that's very strange. And second settings button, power in, and the USB ports for the controllers. But there is something I need to show you. So the weird thing is when you want to connect your television or your HDMI monitor to the Pandora box, you can see that there is no image on the display of the Pandora box itself. With different models, it does have this. And very strange is when you're pulling it out, you can see that everything goes out. So you need to reset the full system before you can even play again. But there is another problem. So when the system is powered on and you want to plug in your HDMI cable, it's a minor, let's say, setback in my opinion. But when powering on, the display will notice a signal, but it says that the signal is not supported. Very strange, maybe it's a combination of the 10.1 inch monitor that's inside this machine. Strange, but it doesn't work like this. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so let's talk about the menu and what is Pandora Box DX. So Pandora Box DX is an all-in-one mainboard that you can find in portable devices like this one, or in plug and play, like single player and two player versions. And what you can see, we got this very nice, beautiful menu. At the left side we're having the game list, and at the right side we're having the preview. And if you go any further, you can see the preview changes every time when we choose a different game. I just want to point out this device has support for MAME, Neo Geo. MAME is more like a mixed bag because not all the games are running perfectly. PlayStation 1 is supported. We're also having 8-bit and 16-bit games. So there are quite a difference and quite some variation for the games. The Pandora Box DX, we're having the options to have the recent list, so you can check out what games you have played before. We can search, and we can search for a game through the categorized system. Very awesome, and this is something very unique because not all of the Pandora boxes have this option. When you're looking at the loading times, most of them are instantly. Some have a couple of second loading time, depends of course what kind of game you're playing. Most MAME games are loading instantly, so it doesn't even matter. This is a great MAME game, fun game to play. There are some minor issues with the sound I have heard with some of these games, but this game Pirates runs like a charm. So this game is very demanding and doesn't run perfectly on every Pandora Box version, but with the Pandora DX it seems to be that it doesn't have any issue at all. Pandora Box 6 had quite some different problems with the PlayStation 1, but one of the things they did fix with the DX that we can save in game. So let's try a little bit of a gameplay and let's see how Phase 1 is running on the Pandora Box DX. So what is a new addition with the Pandora Box DX? That we can play 8-bit but also 16-bit games. That is pretty cool, not very unique, because a Pi can do it, but still for the DX it's pretty cool. Okay, so the first thing that is also new with the DX that we can add 8 button configurations. Now we're having 6 buttons, but if you have an 8 button Pandora box, now we can use all 8 of them. Okay, what the other thing is that when looking at the menu, there is no way to put the display in 4:3 aspect ratio. A little bit strange. There are some options like checking out if all the buttons are working. You can reconfigure the buttons if you want to, but at the end, I will say it doesn't work that great. And when you're saying if you want to reconfigure a button, it will reconfigure it for a single every emulator. So it's pretty annoying, but this is what you're going to get with the Pandora DX. But keep in mind that this game box comes in different versions, and the way I mean with different versions, not the color, I'm talking about the mainboard that's inside. Because this is the Pandora DX, but I did notice there are some other versions out there with cheaper boards and not that great. So that is something you need to take consideration when you're having interest in a product like this. It's flawed in many ways. What I mentioned, for example, we don't have the aspect ratio, that is still not fixed. They did fix some things, but at the end, it's still flawed in many ways. So it's portable, but it's not really portable because we don't have a battery inside. It's just a fun way to play some old school games, and it doesn't take up much space. But the other thing is that I do like the casing itself. At first I was thinking this is going to be a very cheap device, but it looks pretty decent. So yeah, let me know in the comments what do you think of this. I want to thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, hit the little bell, become one of the Wicked family, and I will see you in the next video.